Brianna, I really need to talk to you. It's very urgent. You better reply to these messages. Look, why on earth are you still at home right now? You need to bring us to that restaurant. In fact, you're useless at anything I ask of you, so do me a favor and leave. To be honest, I don't like having to look at you. Excuse me? Why are you talking to me like this for? What did I even do to you? What are you trying to get at here? Am I not allowed to live in my own house? Of course you've got no idea what I'm trying to get at. I heard some story about a store that I thought was yours and Harry's. What are you doing at some fancy restaurant? I also heard from Harry that you treat the place like it's your own. Why do you act like you own everything in this town, Brianna? Huh? I don't understand. So Harry turned around and said that to you? I wonder why you'd do that. Even though you asked me why I treat a place like it's mine? Why do you even care? But, well, I might as well tell you. It's because it's actually mine, Victoria. I didn't realize you stuck your nose up at me so much. I was planning on leaving the actual management duties to Harry, if you really must know. I don't know why you're even wanting to talk about this. Well, so you should leave him in charge, because you don't have that kind of talent. That's why your father didn't choose you, right? He chose Harry because he's responsible. There's actually other circumstances as well. Anyway, we're getting completely off topic. What is it that you wanted to say, dear mother-in-law? So I talked to Harry about you. Even if I try to kick you out of the house, you just won't leave. To what extent do you have to cause this family trouble, huh? Honestly, you're more than a nuisance. Trouble? What the heck are you on about, Victoria? Since when have I caused any trouble for this family? I'm not doing anything at all. Wow, I'm stunned. You really don't understand anything, you stupid girl. I just told you that you're a nuisance. Don't you listen to people at all, Brianna? Well, Harry hasn't told me to leave either, so I don't know what you're on about when it comes to him. Isn't this some kind of mistake you're making? But even before that, haven't you both been saying that you wanted a divorce? I can't believe that you don't understand what I'm talking about. I didn't realize how stupid you were. Don't you think there's a limit to how much stupidity this family can take from you, Brianna? You're so dull and don't use your brain for anything. Huh? I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. I'm not stupid. I'm just obviously not in the loop of what you're telling me. I'll check with Harry then. Harry hasn't said anything to me recently about any of this business. I don't know what this situation is about, Victoria. You need to calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. I'm going to make this very clear. Because of you, Harry wanted to take over the management of that high-end restaurant. I already know that this is going to end well, and he should be with someone different. So my family has decided to do something about it. You really need to get out of his life, okay? What did you just say to me? Are you saying that everything's going to him? Is that what you just said to me? And you think he's going to manage by himself? So are you, Harry, and the rest of the relatives cooperating as a family to try and get rid of me or something? That's right, I'm wanting to get through this with the entire family involved because I don't want you around. You're not a part of the family, you're a complete eyesore, so please leave. To be honest with you, since you've been with Harry, I've never classed you as being a part of this family. So please stop making my life miserable and leave. Wow, I can't believe you'd say something like that to me, Victoria. I thought that we were getting along finally, but I guess not. But I understand what you want. However, I'm not going to take this lying down. I'm going to go and check with Harry if he feels the same way as you do, and I don't think he does. Hey, Harry, your mother said something really outrageous to me. She told me to leave the family. You've not talked to her recently, have you? You weren't listening to her, right?
What are you talking about, Brianna? What exactly did my mother say to you? What's going on here? I've got no idea what you're on about, honey.
Oh, come on, Harry. Don't play dumb with me. This is not the time to be messing around with me. Stop treating me like I'm some kind of idiot when I'm not. I don't think that everything your mom is saying is true, but I need to check things out with you. She's trying to work out some plan to kick me out. Don't you get that?
Look, if you already know what she's trying to do to you, then why don't you listen to her and leave the house? My mom is very clear with her intentions.
Ugh, I should have known that you were being all serious about this. What are you going to do if you were to kick me out then, huh? Harry, are you seriously planning to manage the restaurant all by yourself? Don't you know how difficult that is to do without any help from me?
I don't care what you say, Brianna. Can you please just put the restaurant in my name? Your father's already gone, and he told me when he was alive it would go to me. You keep insisting that you've got rights to it, but your father promised it to me. I'm just trying to get my inheritance here, so let me at it. When I told my mother about what I wanted to do, she told me that I should divorce you and kick you out of the house. I think it's a brilliant idea.
I don't remember ever trying to convince you that I've got more rights over this restaurant than you. You're making all of this crap up, Harry. Fine, if you want me to change the name, then I can go ahead and do that. Either way, I'm not interested in owning the restaurant anyways. It wasn't like I was trying to take my father's inheritance for myself when there wasn't any inheritance to begin with. So I guess you can do what you want.
Well, none of it matters now because you were able to hand over everything on your own. As long as I can get the restaurant, I'll be running it. Of course, running a restaurant at such a young age is a little bit risky, but I'm sure I can accomplish what I need to do. It seems like my life will be sunshine and roses soon, right?
Well, let's hope that that'll be it for you, Harry. So, you still want to divorce me and take over the restaurant then? Is that what you truly want?
Of course that's what I want. Mom was right. You're a bit slow on understanding things. Yeah, so that's what will happen. So hand over the restaurant.
Okay, let me just confirm one more thing with you, okay? Is it okay to change the name to yours so that you'll have all the rights to the restaurant? Is it okay if we get divorced and then we completely cut ties so that we don't ever have to see or hear from each other ever again? Are you all right with that?
Well, in my opinion, to be able to run this restaurant successfully without any distractions, that's the best thing for me. I can't wish for more.
All right then, I guess we should start the process as soon as possible so we can just get this over with. If this is the case, I'll do as you wish, Harry. Even if you regret it later on in the future, you can't come crying to me when everything hits the fan, because I'll be nothing more than a stranger to you. I want to ask one thing of you as well. Don't ever try and ask me for help, okay? You're putting me through so much already, and I need to try and move on.
Why on earth would I or anyone else need your help? Since my mother's here, I'm sure everything will be fine with this venture.
All right then, if you've got nothing else to say to me, I'll go. Please do your best by your family. I hope that I don't get involved with any more of this madness. Hey, Brianna, I'm just going to throw out all of your belongings, okay? If you don't want that to happen, you need to grab your bags and leave this house right now. Wow, you were already planning to kick me out today, weren't you? I had no idea you'd do that, but I should expect you to do something like that. I already packed my things, so whatever you need to throw out, it's fine. Also, I plan on changing the name of the store as soon as possible to Harry's. I think if I can get this process done as soon as possible, then I'll be able to manage to do by next week. Nobody will have to wait that long. Oh, you're such a pain sometimes, Brianna. Why on earth were you the one that got to inherit the restaurant in the first place? It makes no sense to me. It would have been quicker if Harry was just given the restaurant from your father's inheritance at the very beginning of this mess. Well, that may be true, but what does it matter now, since he's getting the restaurant anyways? I'll be putting it in his name shortly. I've talked to Harry and we've already agreed to that, so you don't need to worry about a thing, Victoria. You'll all get everything you want. Wow, you're so bossy. You just had to act like this right until the end, didn't you? How dare you talk to me like that, you stupid little girl? I'm glad to be rid of you. Excuse me, I'm just telling you what's going on. I don't know how I'm being bossy to you, Victoria. Sometimes I can't understand where you get these ideas about me from. Since the start, you've been acting like the restaurant belonged to you when it really belonged to Harry. From now on, we'll manage the business, so leave us alone. Don't you think you're going to regret doing this to me, kicking me out, threatening me, handing all the responsibility of a restaurant over to you? Oh, be quiet now and leave my family alone, you little brat. Since you'll be leaving us now to move on with our lives, there'll be nothing to worry about. All you are, Brianna, is a plague created by God to try and wipe my family out. Well, it didn't work. You're such an eyesore, so get out of here now. Well, if you say so, Victoria, I'll do as you say, oh mighty one. I'll leave you alone. I think things are going to get even tougher for you all from now on, so be prepared. Please do your best for your family, and I hope that you can get through this and come out stronger. I'm no longer a part of your family anymore, Victoria. To be honest, I don't think we ever thought of each other as family from the very beginning anyway. I'll disappear now. Pardon me for somehow ruining your life. Huh? Why on earth are you calling me for, Victoria? Why can't you just leave me alone? I left, didn't I? What more do you want from me now, huh? I changed the name over to Harry, so I don't know why you're calling me. I have no need to talk to you about anything anymore, Victoria. I'm not here to talk about all that. I'm in a bit of trouble here, and that's why I was trying to call you. Don't you ever pick up the phone? Okay, so you're in a bit of trouble? So what is it then? Are you going to tell me or what? Look, I'm not interested in your problems anymore. So don't even bother telling me what's going on. Is it not going as well as you thought? Just please do the best you can with what you've got. Excuse me? How dare you interact with me like this? Why are you acting like I'm a stranger to you when I'm your mother-in-law? You are such a rude little brat. Don't you even realize what you've done to us? This is all your fault, and you set all this up so that we would fail, didn't you? How could you do this to me when I've done so much for you? What on earth are you talking about, Victoria? What's my fault? Of course I'm talking to you as if I'm a stranger because I've divorced your son. What's wrong with talking about it in this way when it's obviously someone else's problem and not my own that I've got to deal with, huh? I did what you told me to do, didn't I? I divorced your son and moved out so that I could leave you alone. What more do you want from me, Victoria? What on earth is going on here? This restaurant originally belonged to Harry, right? So the sales, what he's earning so far, shouldn't he be receiving it? Why are we being robbed of the profits for? Oh, this doesn't make any sense to me, especially when everything is supposed to be in Harry's name. I've got no idea what you're talking about, Victoria. I think you're misunderstanding how this whole process works. This is a restaurant that I inherited from my late father. I did say that I wanted Harry to take over, and that was what my father said as he was thinking about my future after he left this world. Wait a minute, what? What's that supposed to mean? I don't understand what you're talking about. What do you mean he was thinking about you? Well, you've obviously just misunderstood the situation, right, Victoria? So does your problem really matter? In the end, I gave it all to Harry. What's the problem? It's not because the store is in a prime location, but it was in the red. I thought that you both knew that things were not so good with sales. Excuse me, what did you just say? What do you mean the restaurant is in the red? What does that even mean? How is it not making money? Huh. Did Harry not tell you how the store was doing or anything like that? My father's store has been in the red since he passed away. It's been difficult to manage. Harry was the one running it the entire time, so he should know about it, right? Well, to tell you the truth, Harry doesn't have any prior knowledge of management. He really has no idea how to run a restaurant. I guess he took advantage of it because he thought that he could get rich off his high income. So it was constructed on a prime location in the city, but of course the rent of the place has gone up dramatically in the past few years. But on the surface, it looks like the store sales are higher, but of course all the underlying costs have increased as well, so that's why it's in the red. Wait just a minute there, Brianna. Are you telling me that the rent is really expensive and that we'll never be able to get on top of it? Surely there's no such thing as a restaurant being in the red, right? You're lying to me right now so that we get screwed over, aren't you? I'm not surprised. Are you doing this to us so that you can get some money out of us? Make us dirt poor like you? How dare you try to scheme like that? I know you're hiding money from us. Are you kidding me right now, Victoria? Do you seriously think that I'm hiding money? Why on earth would I even do that for? Who would that benefit? I don't have the amount of money that I would even want to hide. Have you lost your mind or something? Why would I do such a thing for? Then why on earth is the restaurant in the red then? It's definitely because you took the money when we weren't looking. It's impossible for a high-class restaurant to be in the red, right? Weren't you listening to me? And you said I was stupid and didn't know how to listen. I think that person is you right now, Victoria. Just open your ears a little bit. The restaurant itself was doing really well not long after it was opened. After my mother passed away, my father started doing everything at the restaurant. Things were starting to break down in the restaurant, so we had a lot of trade people coming in and out of the place, especially for water leaks. It was not a good time for the restaurant. They forced us to pay their high prices just so everything would get fixed. It wasn't fun. Then another thing went wrong when it came to the contract. To begin with, we were renting a place where the land itself was quite expensive to rent. It was a hard time when it came to managing the money to keep the place running. What are you talking about? Why on earth would you rent a place for? I thought that the land was yours and that it was all in your name. Explain everything to me right now. The land and the place that the restaurant sits on is a rental property. Didn't you know that? I thought that Harry would have told you all the details. What the heck? How is this not known to me? This really doesn't make any sense. Why wasn't the land bought or anything like that? I feel so blindsided right now. Is this not the restaurant that Harry inherited from your father? I thought that everything came with it, the land and everything. I am so confused. Look, Harry said that he wanted to take over the restaurant for some ridiculous reason, even though it wasn't making a lot of money. I just gave it to him since he wanted it. My father was actually thinking about closing the restaurant not long before he passed away, since it was getting to be such a burden on my family financially. I couldn't see myself taking over the family business in the future because I knew it wouldn't make me any money at all. But I never thought things would turn out like this. So, to finally put this straight, this store is a rented place and the rent is also super expensive, is that right? In addition to that, we're in the red due to purchases and other factors. No matter how hard we try and get out of the red and try to be successful, there will be no money coming directly into our pockets. Are you kidding me right now? Well, it seems like that's the way things are going to be for you. That's basically it in a nutshell. I know what you're planning to do, though. You just thought that this would be easy money because people are paying for the food, but it doesn't even cover the bills. You were just trying to put all that money into your pocket, right? It's such a joke that you never thought how you didn't look into how much this restaurant would make you. That's pretty tough, yeah? And you knew what we were getting into all along, didn't you, you little brat? How dare you set up my son like this? Do you have any idea for the things that we have to pay for now? Don't you know that there's a pile of bills stacking up in the office already? Are you telling me that we've got to pay for all of this now? That is so unfair and wrong. Well, Harry was the one who wanted to take over the restaurant in the first place. It's his fault that he didn't do his homework on the restaurant in the beginning. I don't know what you've got to pay for since I've not seen it, but I guess you'll have to do something about it since it's in Harry's name. Isn't it normal to pay for bills? If I've got to pay for all of these bills, won't we go completely bankrupt? We can't afford that to happen since we've only just got the restaurant handed to us. Oh, this wasn't supposed to happen. Well, how am I supposed to know all those things are going to happen, Victoria? All I've done is handed all the responsibilities to your son. Just do your best, I guess. I did as you asked, and that's all I could have done. I handed the store over to Harry. Isn't this what you and him wanted? I would be rather grateful for the opportunity. I'm glad that all your wishes came true, Victoria. It's so nice to see people like you getting what they want. Saves me from having to do all the hard work. How could you do this to us, you little cow? What wishes are you even talking about? I didn't wish for this to happen. I didn't wish for us to be in the red immediately after taking over. This isn't what we were hoping for at all. We decided to take over the restaurant because we thought that we were going to make lots of money off of it. But now we're in the red and we're up to our ears in debt, and it's all because of you. You knew what it was like beforehand. I've never heard of such a top-notch restaurant being in this sort of condition. I don't get why you're harping off at me for, Victoria. What do you want me to even say to that? I can't do anything since it's not in my name anymore. But don't you think it's even weirder that Harry didn't know? He's the one that's been in charge of the management duties, so how can he not know? Okay, well, about Harry, he's gone off somewhere and hasn't let me know where he's going. I've got no idea what to do now. He won't pick up his phone. It just goes straight to voicemail. Wait a minute, what? What do you mean he's gone somewhere? Oh my God. I knew that when things got hard that he'd just run away from the problems. He just ran off and disappeared on the night I told him about the situation, and he's not come home since then. I think he's regretting doing this. There's no way that my husband and I can pay for all these bills. It's too much money to give away. Originally, I tried to convince my husband to quit his job, but he thinks running the restaurant is impossible. I thought that he was in this with me and that we'd all try and run the restaurant together, and now my family is completely abandoning the plan. Are you serious? You made your husband quit his job so that he can run a restaurant that has a super unstable future? Why would you do something like that to the poor guy? I can't believe this has all fallen through for you. I knew that it would at some time, but I didn't think it would happen so soon, though. How are you going to be able to pay for this if your husband has hardly an income? Even at the restaurant, my father used to cook the meals. I do wonder what you're all going to do from now on. Are you at the point of hiring a head chef yet? Because that's super important. Huh? A head chef? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Why would we need a head chef if we're the ones working there now? Wow, you really have no idea how to run a restaurant, do you, Victoria? You've not even organized that. What on earth is Harry doing? Well, running away from his problems, of course. I'm surprised, but I'm not in complete shock about this. It's crazy how much hasn't been talked about up until now. Harry must have a lot on his mind right now, but to be honest, it's got nothing to do with me anymore. It's all on your family now. Just do your best with what you've got, Victoria. Now, just hold on a minute there. I have been telling you all of this because you screwed us over, and now we need your help. You can't just say such reckless things about this situation. How on earth is my family supposed to pay for this place without getting us into financial turmoil? Don't you know how much we have to pay? This restaurant is located near the back of the building, but your family's house was at the front, so it still more or less belongs to you. So why should we be parting out the money for? How many times do I have to repeat myself with people in this family? You never listen, do you? I see where Harry gets it from. I literally changed every single thing into Harry's name. That's what you wanted, right? And that's also what Harry wanted, and there is no point in lying about that fact. He wasn't going to stop until he got what he wanted. So I gave it to him, debt and all. It's his responsibility to deal with it now, not mine. I've wiped my hands of it. It's all on you folks to pay up and keep it running, if you can. Also, I told Harry that I don't want anything to do with him after I signed everything over to him and when the divorce was finalized. I don't need any crap from him or you, Victoria. Can you please just get out of my life so that I can move on in peace? I can't do anything because my name isn't on anything anymore. Even if your family were the last people on Earth, I still would have no intention of helping you figure this out. I'm through with all of you. But you can't just do this to us. Are you really not going to help us pay for this since it was your family's restaurant in the first place? Such a cruel way to treat your elders. What the heck did you just say to me, Victoria? Are you saying I'm cruel? Oh, you are absolutely delusional. Do you have any idea how you've treated me in the past few weeks, you old hag? What did you just call me? An old hag? I'm not even that old, you little cow. How dare you speak to me like that? I've done nothing to you. You're to help us pay this money off the restaurant. Hell to the no, I am not helping you with anything, you old hag, and I'll keep calling you that because you're nothing but a stranger to me. You've treated me like I'm stupid. I'm not stupid because I just handed over something that won't make you any money. You sabotaged my marriage and my life, and I've had to start all over. But now that I don't have the restaurant to worry about, things will be a lot easier for me than it will for your son. He's just a scary little man who can't face his problems. How dare you talk about my son that way? He was a good husband, and you should be thanking us for having you under our roof for as long as we did. Oh, shut up, Victoria. You treated me like crap, and I'm glad to be out of that disgusting house. I've really reached my limit with you, so I'm going to end this conversation now. Don't you dare walk away from this. We need your help. Don't just run away from your responsibilities. Your father would have not approved of this. Get back here, you little cow. My father would have made sure that I wasn't being emotionally abused by my husband and mother-in-law. I think he'd be very happy with the outcome. At least I'm happy with what's happened. Just do your best to pay the bills, otherwise you might end up in a lot of debt and things will just get worse for you. Enjoy the restaurant and don't even think about contacting me again. After that, Brianna found out where Harry had run off to. She was able to inform her ex-mother-in-law Victoria to his whereabouts, and she was able to drag Harry back to his problems that he needed to face. He's currently working full-time at a factory while paying off the debts. It seems that all of Brianna's ex-in-laws are working just to make ends meet now. It was all on them since Harry didn't look at what him and his family were getting into. They should have read the fine print of the contract. Nothing they do matters to Brianna anymore as she tries to move on with her life. She's glad that scumbag Harry can no longer run away from his problems or any of the debts he owes. It's his fault because he managed the restaurant poorly and he needs to take responsibility for that. Hello? Oh, Sally, my dear sister-in-law, are you there? I'm trying to talk to you, so don't ignore me, all right? I've got a few questions to ask you right now. Are you still at the venue? This isn't the place for you, Sally, so why don't you just go home early so that we don't have to put up with you anymore, okay? Maybe you still want a good beating, huh? I can't believe I have to deal with some perverted sister-in-law being here. Can't you just leave and not bother us right now? I don't think you need to be at the venue today. Okay, this doesn't make any sense to me. It's just my brother's wedding, and I want to celebrate it more than probably anyone else in this place. I'm just here to congratulate you and Sean on getting married. What's the problem with that, Lucy? Why do you have beef with me for? There was no need to slap me. I don't understand, Lucy. I thought that we were getting along and getting to know each other really well. Do you seriously hate me so much as to slap me? What are you even talking about? Wasn't it obvious in the past few days of me ignoring you? Of course I hate you. You're very annoying. Did you think that I'd feel sorry for you and your situation since your parents died when you were very young? But I get it. Someone had to raise Sean and you chose to do it. However, no matter how much you had to stick by Sean and raise him, you could have done more with your life. How is it possible that you only graduated high school and run a water business? That's really not something successful that you've done, Sally. Is it true that all you do with your business is that you sleep with your male clients? What the heck are you on about? Since when did you have the right to judge how I brought up my brother? How dare you say such terrible things when I was just doing my best? Oh, really? Is that so? Then why didn't you do more? Do you seriously think I'm judging you that harshly? I'm just speaking the truth, Sally. I don't get how you can make a living with such a crappy business like that, huh? It's hard to understand. How does an old hag like you make money without using your body? What's your problem, Lucy? Why do you assume such terrible things? They're all customers who really enjoy interacting with me and learning about my job. Even the president of the company said that the customers really enjoy talking to me, and that helps them stay with us for any of their future water needs. Like I'm going to believe anything like that. I'm not interested in an old woman who works in some water fixture business, Sally. Besides, not having your congratulations doesn't affect me. We're very happy, and we don't need it to be ruined by your presence. You're just a filthy old hag that's accomplished nothing in life and should leave the wedding venue now. Also, Sean told me that he doesn't care about you raising him. He's not grateful for your help and doesn't need you around anymore. He can do things without you. That simply can't be true. I don't believe a single word you've said to me. Why, yesterday he came up to me and thanked me for getting him where he is today. It's only just been over a year since you both met each other. I know that he doesn't go into a lot of depth about me and other details about his past. Wow, I don't get it then. Why are you so involved with your brother then if you hardly talk about each other's business to other people? You're such a hysterical old hag, aren't you, Sally? You really need to leave now. I'm done dealing with your crap. I asked the staff to remove your seat from the venue, too. But I'm Sean's older sister. You can't just kick me out of the venue. He'll be absolutely devastated about this, Lucy. Don't do this to me, please. You're going too far. Am I? I don't think I am, and you need to stop with the hysteria. You're making me look like the bad guy here. When somebody gets older, nobody wants to listen to your stupid stories, okay? I want to stay young and cute for the rest of my life, okay? So that's why you need to back off. You're making me age like crazy.
Hey, sis, I can't get hold of you. Please reply to me right away, okay? Where are you right now? What's happened to you? Please tell me. I'm getting a little bit anxious about all of this. I've just finished getting ready, but I think my tie looks a bit walky, so can you please come and see me? I want your opinion on the fit.
Oh, Sean, I really want to see you and what you look like, but I'm afraid of what your fiancé is going to say to me if I try and meet up with you before the ceremony.
Huh? What do you mean by that? What are you talking about, sis? What about Lucy? Has she said something to you? Is she freaking out or something?
No, nothing like that. It's just... I don't know how to explain this to you without getting repercussions from it. You don't have to worry too much about it right now, okay? Just Lucy and I had a little bit of a chat and things got a little bit out of hand. It just took me by surprise and I don't know what to do to make the situation better.
Okay, now you've gotten me confused and I'm feeling the complete opposite of what you want me to feel. I'm worried. What happened with Lucy, Sally?
Okay, well, she ran into me just before and actually she slapped me and said that I run a good-for-nothing business and I'm a filthy old hag. I was so shocked by her interaction with me. Then she told me that I wasn't wanted here by her and you, and she asked me to leave the venue right away so that I couldn't see you get married. My chair's been removed and everything.
Are you being serious right now? What on earth would Lucy do something like this to you for? I can't believe she slapped you. Are you okay? She didn't leave a mark, did she?
My face is a little bit swollen from where she slapped me, but I'm okay. I'm not seriously injured or anything like that. But I was in shock when she did it. I just don't get it.
Okay, but do you know how insane that is? I can't believe she did that to you. Did she still harass you after she slapped you, or did she walk away?
Well, she told me that you weren't grateful for raising you and providing you with the things you need in a safe and healthy home. I was in disbelief when she said that.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable. I'm in disbelief right now as well. That's not true at all. I'm eternally grateful for you being in my life and raising me when we lost our parents.
Right, I thought so, considering you were thanking me yesterday. It's not like I didn't want you to thank me, but I knew you wouldn't say you weren't to your fiancé. I didn't want to impose on you since you're basically getting ready to get married, but I just didn't think Lucy would say all those things to me today, of all days. I just didn't want to believe what she said about you. I didn't think that you would say things like that to me when you're better than that.
If she turned around and said those things to you, I'll tell you now, don't believe a single thing she says about how I feel, because it's not even remotely true, Sally. Why on earth would Lucy say those sorts of things to you and hit you like that? It doesn't make sense at all. That's not the kind of person she is. Well, that's what I thought anyway. There's no mistake in me saying this, okay? I'm very grateful to have a sister like you in my life, and I truly thank you for getting me to where I am today. I couldn't have done all these great things without you supporting me. What Lucy said and did, I just don't know why she would be like this to you, Sally. I've even said in front of you and her that I'm very grateful for your help with everything. I've said it so many times, I don't know how it hasn't sunk in for Lucy.
I guess so. I'm not sure what her intentions are with getting rid of me from the wedding. Maybe I've just been too busy at work up until now and haven't done much for the wedding. I don't know, to be honest. Maybe she hates me because I haven't made the effort to interact with her in the last few weeks. I'm not sure, Sean.
But even so, she said nothing but bad things to you instead of saying any good things. It's unbelievable. And on top of that, she slaps you? Why? That's it. I'm gonna go and talk to Lucy right now about this. Please don't go home yet. Just hang around at the venue until I get all of this sorted out.
I'm really sorry about all of this. I didn't want to ruin your special day with problems. I just wanted to see you and Lucy getting married and be happy together.
Hey, there's no need for you to apologize, Sally. This isn't your fault. Just hang tight, okay? I'm gonna go and find Lucy so she can explain to me what's going on here.
Hey, what do you think you're up to, you old hag? Have you gone to Sean about what happened already? I thought that you were going to leave. We're at the wedding today, so why would you set us up to argue and fight with each other? What kind of older sister ruins her younger brother's wedding, huh? This is unbelievable. Hey, if anything, I should be saying that to you since you slapped me. I didn't want to get anyone into trouble on such an auspicious day, but you started this. From now on, we need to calm down since we're both going to become a family very soon, so I think it's about time for us to try and get along. If you hate me so much, why don't you just tell me instead of hitting me and shouting how crappy of a person I am? It's no use not knowing why I'm hated by you. There's nothing that I can do until I know the reasons why you did what you did to me, Lucy, so please just communicate like an adult, okay? How about, no, I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. I just don't like being around a filthy old hag who's only been in the water business their whole life. I just don't want to breathe the same air as you. I don't like being around you. I love Sean, and I intend on marrying him today whether you like it or not. To be honest, the only thing that he grew up with was the money that you were fishing for in that crappy business you work for. I think that's Sean's only flaw. He had no choice but to be raised like he was because of me. I had to do a lot at a young age. How dare you say that there's no honor in my profession? You're echoing nothing to me, Lucy. So you do know that you were working at a crappy job then. Then why don't you do better then? I'm not surprised that you're using those words to speak about your low-end job. You know, originally people at the top of society pitied the people who lived at the bottom and how they've always been stuck there, but that's just me thinking out loud. Look, Sally, if you care about Sean's happiness at all, you'll leave the venue and go home. So go ahead and do that, would you? I can't believe you'd do something like this on the day of your own wedding. You're not even thinking about Sean in this at all. But fine, I guess I'll leave. I'll go home. Wow, did my words finally get across to you? Took your time to understand what I wanted. I wonder, was my highly educated talk too hard to listen to by some low-end high school graduate? I was finally able to communicate what I want from today. Also, by the way, I'm cutting ties with you as well. There's no need for you to be involved with my new family anymore, okay? Cutting me off? Are you being serious right now? Don't you think you're going to regret doing that, Lucy? Nothing good would come of this. There's no way that I'd feel that way about getting you out of our lives, okay? What are you even talking about, Sally? Stop talking crap. Fine, whatever you say, Lucy. You'll just have to deal with the consequences once they arise. If there's nothing more to say, I guess we better cut ties right now. Oh my God, I was waiting for those words for so long. It's about time you said them. I just want the filthy old hag in the water business to die alone, okay? You're not to come anywhere near Sean anymore. Stay away from him or you'll feel my wrath. You'll pay for trying to come back into his life. Okay, I guess it's time for me to go and get married. The ceremony's about to begin, so there's no need to talk to you anymore. Time for you to go home, so leave. Hey, Sally, you old hag! Are you going to reply to me or what? We need to talk! Don't you dare ignore me! Hey! I'm trying to get in contact with you and you're being so annoying! Hey! Hey, why didn't you pick up the phone? Answer me, you piece of trash! What are you trying to do to me, Sally? Even though we're newlyweds, why is this happening? Ugh, it's you, Lucy. What on earth do you want now? I thought that we cut each other out of our lives. What are you trying to call me for? Why are you talking to me? Oh, so you think that you can just do something like this because you're some dirty water business hag? If I could cut ties, then I'd do it, but I can't help doing that because of who you are. I went to all the trouble of marrying Sean and getting rid of his hag sister, who was getting in the way, and this is what I get in return? It makes no sense. I thought that a happy and married life was waiting for me after all this crap. But why am I getting divorced when my plan worked? This can't be happening to me. Oh, wow. I can't believe it either. Seems like Sean moves fast when it comes to making decisions like that. Of course, it makes sense to jump to that step, though. So you must have known something about this then, didn't you? Did you tell him to do this? It was you that orchestrated all of this, isn't it, Sally? You thought that everything was in your favor since you were the one who raised him and he can't disobey anything you say, right? Did you threaten him to divorce me? No, I didn't threaten my own brother to divorce you, Lucy. I wouldn't do anything like that. He's got his own opinions and thoughts and he's not influenced by me at all when making decisions. Then what on earth did you say to him to make him do this to me? Why is he choosing you over me for? I am the cute, young, and highly educated woman. How can I lose to a woman who sells water services and fixtures for a living and has an unsuccessful academic background? This is absolutely crazy. Look, Lucy, I think you're going about this the wrong way. Sean didn't choose his partner based on her high-end qualities. They were just part of the package that he thought he loved. He really cares about his family, especially me, since it's basically just us now. And also, he was getting fed up with your behavior, Lucy. That's all, okay? Wow, you're really bossy, and you think preaching to me is going to actually do something? Unbelievable. This is why I hate old hags like you, Sally. Don't you get how horrible you are? I've got a right to be happy with my husband, unlike a sad and pathetic old hag like you. No man would ever want to touch you at all. You've had no choice but to try and seduce men with your body because no one has wanted anything to do with you up until now. But somehow it got you some sales. How does someone who needs to work for a living stoop so low just to get customers? That's not great at all, and in fact, it's disgusting. Okay, I don't care what you say, but I'm not trying to be bossy at all. What you say and do to others is what Sean doesn't like about you. Why won't you do as I say, Sally? Just tell Sean to stop with the stupid divorce because we don't need it, okay? I still hate you for what you've been doing, though. All you do is sabotage things. In order for Sean and I to be a couple, I've got no choice but to get rid of you and to take Sean away from you. You're too controlling. This is truly humiliating. If you're expecting me to do something about this, Lucy, I'm not going to do it. Not after the way you've been treating me these last few weeks. I'll not cave into your requests. I respect the decision that my brother is making because he's thinking about what's best for him and his family. That's why I'm not going to convince him to not divorce you, Lucy.
Excuse me? What did you just say to me, you old hag? I requested you help me out with this, and you won't even do that? Why the heck not? Don't you want your brother to be happy? You're not going to think about your brother and the stupid decision he's going to make? I can't believe I'm dealing with this right now. You're the worst, Sally. I'm telling you now, Lucy, I don't have an attitude towards you or anything like that, but I don't just do things for other people when they're like this, so... Oh, you really are nothing but a miserable old hag, Sally. You're ruining everything for me right now. Fine, if you're not going to do something about it, I'll do it myself. Sean, are you there, dear husband? Please don't do anything rash right now, okay? You're not thinking straight. Please rethink this and we can fix it, okay? You're not really going to break up this relationship over something so trivial as this, are you, Sean? Because it really doesn't need to happen. Look, I regret what I did to your sister, okay? I didn't actually mean to slap her on the cheek. It was just a reflex, okay? I've reflected on my past actions. Sweetie, please answer me. If you don't want your sister and I to get close since we're married now, we can move far away. How does that sound, Sean?
Oh, would you just stop talking crap? Like, seriously, shut up, Lucy. I've got nothing more to say to you. I told you all that yesterday. Why don't you actually listen for once?
Well, I guess from that response, you're still angry about what happened. But shouldn't we discuss this like adults rather than shutting down about it? Don't you think it's about time that we leave and let your sister have her own life or something? After all, we've become a family now.
Could you stop saying such creepy things? It gives me the ick, and I hate that you're trying to say we're a family when you're not even accepting of my sister.
Huh, but I thought that you always liked the fact that we were going to be a family once we got married. You didn't think it was creepy before?
That was before you started to be really rude and slap my sister across the face, you horrible woman. I guess it's also my fault, too, for not realizing your true nature until now. I never thought that I would choose such a person like you as my partner for life. I thought I could read people better, but I guess not. I can't believe you, Lucy. I feel bad for my sister.
Are you kidding me right now? Did you seriously make fun of me as a person? What do you mean, my true nature? What's that supposed to mean? You tell me this, but you obviously do see that miserable old hag's true nature, don't you? She's such an ugly person to be around. Are you blind to that as well?
What the heck are you talking about, Lucy? Do you think my sister's true nature is to be ugly and ruin people's lives? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. The whole time you keep telling me that she's basically a saint when she's not. The truth is, since you're a man, you get more leeway when it comes to your body. She's just a filthy old hag and goes around trying to earn customers by using her body. It's absolutely disgusting. The rumors are true, Sean. Don't you realize this is why we're all fighting and bickering in the first place? What I did doesn't make me entirely at fault here. Why are you taking her side in this for?
Are you seriously accusing my sister of using her body to earn money and clients for her actual work? What's your problem, Lucy? You're insane! The real reason why this is blown up is because you hurt and insulted my sister, Lucy. You've absolutely lost the plot. I can't believe you're blaming her over nothing. I've told you so many times about my sister, okay? Can't you understand what kind of person she is, Lucy? When I was 8 years old, my parents died in a horrific car crash. It was a horrible time for both of us, but she stood up and decided to take me in as my brother, and she became my substitute parent. She's been in that position ever since then. If she did something like that, and if it was found out by me, I probably would have been taken in by other relatives because of it, but no, it's not true. She gave up on her dream to go to university and started working so that we could always remain a family. We didn't want to lose each other, so she sacrificed a lot. I've survived and I'm still alive because of her. She's the reason why I've not taken my own life because of my depression and how life turned out after my parents. Because of her working so hard to put food on the table and to pay for my schooling, I was able to do what I liked in my life. She saved up so much money for her and me. Because of that, I was able to go to the school that I chose without having to worry too much about fees or loans. It's because of my sister. She works hard. Why do you say that she hardly does anything and only works in the water business? You really have no idea about her, do you? Because you don't listen.
But it's also true that people who are from the bottom of society have low-level paying jobs. That's just reality, Sean. I need to keep her away from you as much as possible. For at least your sake, I'm a highly educated woman who works for a large corporation, and you need my influence rather than hers. She'll make you dirt poor, Sean. She's complete filth, and you don't need her around bringing you down. I think you belong with me in my level of class, sweetie. Her existence is dragging you down.
How dare you say something like that about my own family? The sister who raised me, who I literally told you sacrificed everything for me. She hasn't committed any crimes in this country. All she was doing were nighttime shifts. What's wrong with that, Lucy? Since when does going to a better school make you all high and mighty?
Because I'm highly educated and I know my way around in this world. Your sister doesn't. She's did nothing after high school. I'm better than your sister, Sean. Don't you see that?
I think that you've completely misunderstood me, my sister, and this whole thing completely, Lucy. I really don't know how much more of this I can take.
Wait a minute, what? What's that supposed to mean? I've not misunderstood anything. I don't get what you're talking about, Sean. Please, explain this to me.
Okay. I've never told you this, Lucy, and I guess now would be the time to do so since you don't seem to get how important my sister is to me. Just listen, okay? When it comes to Sally, she would have been able to have the life she wanted if our parents hadn't ended up in that terrible car accident. My parents were saving up a lot of money for her. She was actually planning to attend Yale University because she got an acceptance letter from them, but unfortunately had to turn it down.
Whoa, just hold on a minute. Are you telling me that your sister got accepted into Yale? Are you kidding me? The Yale University? Is this some joke to make her look better to me or something?
Why the heck would I joke about something like that to you, Lucy? Especially when I'm trying to explain to you how much she gave up to look after me. Just because of the accident happening didn't mean that she couldn't pass her exams. She needed something else to focus on to help her get through and to make our parents proud. She always got an A on all the mock exams that she did before the real ones. Even the teachers at school gave her the stamp of approval that was sure to help her pass.
She was sure to pass? Are you seriously kidding me? Then why didn't she just go if she had the green light to go to Yale? Why give up on that opportunity?
Oh my God, what's not getting through to you, Lucy? That's what I've been saying to you over and over again. It was to raise me. She gave it up because of me.
Even though she had the brains to go to a university like that, I can't believe it. And then she goes and gets a job in the water business? What a waste.
Well, in order to raise me, she didn't want to abandon me by going to school, and she'd always regret it if she did go to Yale, even if she got a degree at the end of it. I was still in my youth and needed help growing up and going to school because since my parents died, someone else had to pay my school fees. I was too young. You think that if you only graduate from high school and get a job in a company that you won't get enough money to live at all? Well, you're wrong in thinking that. She knew it was a tough choice, okay? You know that, right? Then you turn around and call her filthy and say she gave up her education for no reason? It's hard to hear. I'll never forgive you for that.
But Sean, come on, how was I supposed to know about this water business she was in and that she was there because she didn't want to go to Yale? Who chooses filth over going to Yale, Sean?
She's not filth, Lucy, and my sister has never once sold her body to earn money for herself or for the company. What you heard or what you thought is all made up.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is how do you even know that? You don't go to work with her every day, so what makes you think she isn't doing that?
First of all, because the store is really far away from basically any other services, and the store is run by another relative of ours, so even if she could, she wouldn't be able to at the business. My sister has only ever made sales and earnings from enticing customers to open accounts at the business. She always came right back home after work. She never went to any other after-sale business that you're referring to earn more money. She's not like that, and she earns a good wage as well anyways.
But I thought that I heard that she did something like that a long time ago. You can't know everything she's done, right? That conversation is in the past now. Now that she's an old woman, she's bossing me around trying to get her way. I bet she can't do anything now because she's only serving people.
What the heck are you on about, Lucy? Ugh, you make me so frustrated and angry that this isn't funny anymore. I'm so over having to explain the same things over and over again. Because of those customers that she's assisting, she's able to be nominated for Employee of the Month, and of course she gets bonuses because of that. She's expanded her business ventures and she now owns a club downtown. That means she's earning a lot of money from people going out and having a good time. Her income's actually a whole lot higher than yours, Lucy. She knows how to work and she knows how to treat people with respect. That's why you think she uses her body, isn't it? You're insane. She's not like that at all, so you obviously haven't sat down and gotten to know my sister well at all. You don't care about my family at all, do you? All you wanted was to break up my family and have me all to yourself, right? Isn't that true? How could you make fun of my older sister, Lucy?
But this can't possibly be true, can it? I never heard of her being a successful businesswoman or anything like that. This can't be possible. She's supposed to be filth.
Well, you can't always believe your unrealistic thoughts or what rumors are going around, okay? You should be able to understand what I just said to you now, right? I've told you to trust me and listen to me, but you never do, and it's starting to really bug me and makes me not want to have a relationship with you anymore. My sister is not the person that you should ever make fun of, Lucy, because she's done so much for me and for the people that she works for. Even if that weren't the case, what kind of wife would unfairly insult her own husband's family, huh? It blows my mind. I'm wishing for a divorce from you, Lucy.
Oh, come on, Sean. You can't possibly do this to me, okay? We literally just got married. I need you to give me one more chance. I am begging you. I can't let you leave me like this, okay? You're my husband and I need you and I know you need me. How about the next time I see your sister, I apologize? I'm sure you'll both forgive me for this mishap, right? It was all a mistake and we can fix this, okay? What do you say, Sean? Are you giving me a second chance?
How about no? Since I think you meant every word you said about Lucy, and I think you genuinely loved slapping her in the face on our wedding day. I was so wrong about you, Lucy. I don't think my sister is going to forgive you for this. Once you screw up with her, there's no going back to how things were before. Also, I don't plan on forgiving you either. So that's enough begging and pleading and whatever it is you're doing, all right? Right now, I'm going to send the divorce papers in the mail to your parents' house.
No, please don't do that. I don't want my parents finding out what I did. Please don't send it to their house. Please don't divorce me. I'm really sorry, Sean.
It's too late. I've already put them in the mailbox and it'll be on their way to them right now. Don't you ever try and contact me again, Lucy. We're done. Don't forget to sign on the dotted line.
No, please, Sean, wait. Sweetie, don't do this to me. I'm really sorry. Please come back. I need you. I love you. Don't leave me like this. I messed up. I understand now, Sean. After the divorce was finalized, Lucy lost her job at the large corporation she was at, and it seems that she's returned back in a mess to her parents' house. But her parents heard the details of the breakup from Sean, and they were furious that she ruined everything. She was then given a job at a local company, but rumors about her were circulating. People heard that she broke up from Sean right after the wedding, and it's rare for that to happen to couples. It seems like her work was keeping a close eye on her. It seemed, however, that she got permission from her parents to fool around, so she hung out with other men, but she eventually grew bored of doing that. After the commotion had calmed down, Sally and Sean went to visit their parents' graves. They left the grave with a somber feeling. Sean, however, happened to meet an intelligent woman at the airport who actually was an acquaintance of his. It's been several months since then, and he thinks it's time to move on from Lucy. Sally read the expression on his face, and she was happy. Maybe he and her will have something happy to talk about very soon. Possibly another relationship for Sean?
Do you have any idea what you're doing by canceling last minute on coming to my wedding? I'm going to tell the whole family about this, and that will be the end of you. And I'm not even joking this time either, so you'd better be ready.
Hi, Layla. I always knew that you wanted to pick fights with me about random things. Now, what is it this time? What wedding are you talking about? And how exactly have I canceled last minute on you when I haven't said anything yet?
Huh?
What do you mean by that? You really are the absolute worst.
Then let me tell you what I'm talking about again. This wedding that I'm telling you about, it's an event where a couple gets married to one another. You know, because they love each other and want to show everyone.
I see, and I'm sure it's pretty difficult for someone like you to explain what a wedding is to me. Just an FYI though, Layla, I know what a wedding is, so you don't have to take the time explaining all of that to me. I'm just asking what wedding you're talking about because I don't ever remember canceling last minute on you.
Playing dumb like that in order to get me to not become upset with you is not going to work. How much of a jerk are you, May? Like, seriously, I know you're aware what day today is, and I will not let you get away with what you've done.
Hey now, I don't think I'm that much of a jerk. I mean, I'm still talking with you even though you've said so many harsh things to me, right?
And you talking to me like that is why I'm calling you a jerk. You are such a smartass. Not only are you a total lowlife, but as a human in general, you freaking suck. And that's why people like myself hate your guts.
But tell me, what's made you hate me so much like that in the first place? I don't think I've ever done anything wrong when around you. At least nothing warranting this kind of abuse.
Because back when you first came and met all of my family, you acted like a total smartass in front of them all. Do you understand what I mean by that? Everyone in my family are elites. Yet you came in acting like some kind of know-it-all in front of everyone when you're nothing more than a stupid lowlife.
All I was doing was responding to all the cruel things you were saying about me. The rest of your family was completely fine with me at the time, besides you, actually. If anything, you were the one acting like a smartass towards me, right?
That's because I am smart. I'm the one who's going to be running a company, unlike you. Are you in charge of anything, May? Do you have a company of your own that you built from the ground up?
No, I'm not really running my own company or anything.
Then that means my family and I are far smarter than you and better. Because my family and I are all running a company that we did start. And right now, I even have a smaller business of my own. I can't believe you still have to brag about something like that at your age. I have to, because you keep on acting like that every time I have something to say, you jerk. You lowlifes should only be doing one thing, and that's listening to what the rest of us say to you. Then explain to me why you're getting married to Rob. I don't mind you saying things like that to me, but he is on the same level of lowlife as I am, right? I mean, we come from the same house and everything. That's because it's up to me to decide who is really a lowlife and who isn't. And the thing with Rob is that he has himself put together into this cute package for me. He's really tall, and he has the body that any model would be dreaming of having. So I was thinking of making him just that, a model. I knew you saw things that way with him. Also, when thinking about having kids with a man like him, all our kids will be getting his looks, but they won't have to inherit anything like having been a lowlife. I'll make sure to take great care of a man like Rob, so please don't worry about him, May. With a reason for wanting to be married to him like that one, there is no way I'm going to just shut up and let it happen. Oh, that's right, marriage. You've really gone and done it now. I still cannot believe that a lowlife like you would be willing to stand me up on my wedding day. I'll make sure my whole family crushes you under their feet. And according to your wedding invitation, your wedding isn't happening for another 10 years. What? So your wedding will be taking place 10 years from now, right? I'm going to assume that I'm not the only one with an invitation like this one. Most likely everyone that got your invitation is thinking that your wedding will take place in 10 years. In 10 years? Huh? There's no way that's actually written on my invitations. And even if it did say that, you'd think everyone would have known there was a mistake there and have told me about it already, right? Perhaps they think it's just another one of your jokes, since you always seem to think you're above everyone else. I'm going to have a look for myself right now. Oh, crap. You weren't lying. I just had a look at one of the copies, and it says my wedding is happening 10 years from now. Seriously, how could a mistake as big as this happen to me? Well, have you seen yourself and how you behave? Honestly, the only thing I'm a little shocked by is it taking you until your wedding day to notice a mistake like that. The one that made all of those invitations was Rob, though. I did nothing wrong here and cannot be blamed for this one. He told me to leave all of the invitations to him so that I didn't have to stress about it. This is such a pain in the ass for me now. Seriously? It's your fault for leaving something as important as that in his hands, though. Have you seen my brother before? He is the last person you'd want to leave in charge of something as important as the wedding invitations. So then this must mean that none of the other guests have come to your wedding yet, right? My parents are here right now. Also, some of the well-respected men from my dad's work are here as well that he invited to come along. Then that means you're going to have yourself one hell of a time today. What are you going to do about all of that? This might just end up ruining your guys' image as company owners and operators, right? Shut the hell up. Unlike you, I have a lot of things that make me respectable, and something like this won't tarnish my name. I can start calling everyone up right now and have them come out immediately to celebrate me. All I have to do is delay the wedding a little until I've gotten all of my guests here. If you're able to get all of your guests to come last minute, that would be insane, but... Hey, Rob. Seems like things are really going off the rails over there. Are you going to be all right? I saw that the date on your invitations are all wrong and that you're to blame for that.
It seems that way, doesn't it? I was wondering who was at fault for that.
Well, it just so happened to have been you that made such a drastic mistake, right?
I don't think so. I don't make mistakes like that, so it couldn't have been me. But for some reason, it seems that Layla's pissed off with me, so I'd better go figure out why that is.
Who was the one that made all those wedding invitations again?
There's no mistaking that it was me. You got one of the ones that I made for you, right? I put some of my own special touches on all of them for the people I love.
And who was it that wrote down all of the dates on these wedding invitations?
Of course, that was me as well. No mistaking that. After all, I was the one who made all those invitations.
Then when it comes to who ended up making such a mistake, like writing the wrong year on the card, who could be at fault?
I've thought about that, but I can't put my finger on who it could be. There must have been someone in the mix that made that mistake.
I know that you're my little brother and all, but dude, you're kind of freaking lost. You even landed a woman like Kayla, so if this whole marriage thing does happen, I wonder what kind of family you'll both make. By the way, are you really going to get married to Layla?
Of course I'm marrying her. After all, she's next in line to becoming the CEO of that company, Rockstar Incorporated, right? I would never let a woman like her slip through my fingers.
Oh. So you're that kind of way as well when it comes to marriage?
I mean, Rockstar Incorporated is a very famous company, right? They even have commercials airing on TV and billboards all over the United States.
Well, if even you know about the company, I suppose it is really famous.
Right? And Layla's the daughter of that company's CEO. There is no mistaking the fact that she is absolutely loaded, right? I have to marry that treasure chest.
So it's the both of you who are done for then?
She also happens to have a cute little face that I could just smooch on for days and days. Also, she's wearing only the most expensive brands of clothing. That makes her tight body look so freaking good to me. The funny thing is, though, she says that I'm the good-looking one between the both of us. She thinks that I have a better figure than her, and that's why she always gives me those brand new clothes to wear, which I'm totally okay with. She also wants me to become a model, though, which honestly sounds terrible, and I don't want to do it.
What brands are you talking about?
Well, she's into all those famous ones, you know. But the stuff she gives to me all looks like stuff I've never seen before. Yet she tells me it's very famous and expensive. She even gives me pajamas from those brands to wear. I think that it's starting to become too much for me, though. I know that she's into me for my looks, though, so as long as I keep on looking good for her, she won't let me go and I can have access to that sweet, sweet moolah.
I was thinking of stepping in and handling the situation for you if you looked like you needed help. But it seems like you have it all figured out. Although it doesn't seem like today's wedding is going to end up happening unless you're okay with barely any guests there.
What? Why would that bother me?
Remember how I said that your invitation states that your wedding takes place in 10 years? And who is to blame for that?
10 years from now? But when I made all those invitations for you guys, I made sure to hand them to Layla to do the final check on them. Well, it'll all be fine. I don't need any of those guests here anyway. Layla told me that her dad will be inviting all of his employees to come and take up some seats.
What? What do you mean?
Well, I'm sure that he wants to show this wedding off to everyone from his company, right? He will invite them all to come here right now. They all dress in suits for work, so they'll fit in just fine here. Everything is going to be just fine when it comes to them.
I see then. You'll have yourselves a fake audience there now. And now that everything is ready to go, we'll be starting our special wedding. Did you think that nobody would be coming to my wedding today? What's that? What ended up happening then? I just told you, my dad would be inviting all of his friends and workers to come and join us at my wedding today, and now I'm showing you. I told you that, right? And now that my wedding is filled with guests, I can send you a picture proving it. Ah. It does seem as though there's a large crowd of people at your wedding now, but something's off about that. Just everyone seems a bit stiff and awkward. Is it just me that thinks everyone there looks like they're not having a very good time? Huh? Now, you tell me what you're trying to say about my wedding right now. Are you trying to say that all these people my parents brought into my wedding don't even know who I am or why they need to be here? I'm sorry, I heard something from Rob about that. From what he was saying, all of those people are being paid to be there by your dad in order to fill up the wedding and make it look good, right? I mean, they're all on company time, right? Huh? Why the hell would he bring something like that up with you? Well, you only told me about how your wedding was today a little over an hour ago. And for you to have all those people there within an hour when they would have most likely not expected there to be a wedding today? Well, that just seemed impossible to me. Even if Rob didn't tell me anything, I would have known that they weren't the people you planned on having there today. Shut up, shut up, shut up! Even if that's the case, at least I have all these people here now. This proves that both myself and my family have that kind of godly power. We are far superior to you lowlifes. Ugh, so did you just start texting me again just to boast about something like that? I'm not boasting about anything, though. I'm just giving you the facts is all. And if you still have time, how about you come on out here and enjoy the wedding? I am totally fine not going to that mess. Now, you and my brother have a wonderful wedding today. Huh? This is the wedding that your little brother is a part of, and you're going to just skip it with that cold attitude? What's that all about? I have specifically invited you out to come and experience a gorgeous wedding that someone like you will never have the chance of experiencing again. All of you know that this wedding cost $300,000 to put together. You're joking, right? Wait, really? You're spending that kind of money on a wedding and you let something as important as the date on the invitation be wrong by 10 years? I guess I can see why you want to try anything you can to get me to feel jealous for you after such a simple yet dire mistake as that almost ruined everything today. If you already know how much this has been stressing me out, then come here. Please, May. There's that Layla I've known about. But no matter how much you beg, I can't make it out there today. You already have a lot of random people there, right? So your wedding will be just fine the way it is. You jerk!
Layla, what's going on with you now? Your dad seemed to be furious about something just then. Who made him that upset?
You did, you brain-dead asshole! You went and screwed up the date on our wedding invitations by 10 damn years! You shouldn't even question why my dad, of all people, would be furious now.
But it was you that went and looked over all the invitations before we sent them out, right? In other words, that means you're just as responsible for all of this as I am, right?
Huh? Why should I be at fault?
Well, because you were supposed to notice a mistake like that one, right? Why would you suggest being the one to do a final check over everything if you're not even going to take any responsibility for a mistake you made?
What you're saying to me right now is like that of an elementary schooler. This is what makes you a damn lowlife.
You're calling me a lowlife? Is that how you always thought of me?
Well, of course that's how I've thought of you this whole time. The only reason I'm wanting to marry you is because you're good looking. On the inside, you are completely screwed up and at a level that is close to a total dumbass. Hell, you're so stupid that you must have been that way before becoming a lowlife. You're the direct definition of an idiot. A brainless idiot.
Is that all you have to say about me? I'm only in this marriage for your family's money.
What?
If I'm the direct definition of an idiot, then you're the direct definition of a bully. I only ever started talking with you in the hopes that I could marry you and use you for your money. There you go.
Huh. I see. So you just wanted to experience your dreams of being rich by using me. Then allow me to take those dreams away from you forever. This wedding is not happening anymore, and our marriage is off. Now you've gone and gotten the opposite results, you idiot.
What? Why?
Why are you asking me why? Can't you already see the reason why? You really think that someone like me would want to make your dreams of making you rich come true when all you are is a brain-dead lowlife?
But you're into my looks and want to make me a model, right?
That's the truth, but I can find myself a far better-looking man than you, who isn't just into me for my family's money. If anything, using the power and influence my dad has, I can find myself an actor to marry, no problem. I have no use for your stupid ass anymore.
All right already. I'll become that dang model you've been wanting me to be, and I'll wear all those uncool clothes. You've wanted me to become a model for that specific group of branded clothing you're always having me wear, right? There you go. Now, please, let's get back to enjoying this wedding so that you can feel like a princess again.
Huh? Those clothes are all freaking cool. You just don't have any taste when it comes to high fashion.
What? No matter how I've tried wearing that clothing, it's lame. If I had to choose between wearing a trash bag or those brands, I'd choose the trash bag without any hesitation.
You're making fun of my brands that way? Don't you dare think this is over with. Do you have any idea how much stock I've bought from those brands?
And I told you that if you really wanted me to model for them, I will. Now let's get back to this wedding and get married. Come on. I want to become a part of Rockstar Incorporated. All right?
Who would want you being a part of this family? You get the hell out of here, you lost cause of a lowlife. What the actual frick? You and your sister are both the most mentally exhausting siblings on the planet. Hey! I'm going to make you responsible for all of this trouble as well. It's because of you that half of this had to happen today.
What? What all was my fault? Because as far as I'm aware, I haven't done anything at all besides reply back to you today.
My dad is frickin' pissed off with everyone right now. He went as far as to call all of his employees to come here today and watch my wedding, yet it's being canceled now and he's been left embarrassed. I've been left embarrassed.
I'm sure that would be pretty embarrassing to have to sit through, though. I mean, that poor man had even brought along some of his elite friends, and they had to sit there and watch as his daughter's wedding fell apart.
He's asking for me to pay for this whole wedding as a way of showing that I'm sorry. Hey, what the hell am I going to do about all of this?
Is there a reason for as to why you're asking me that? I don't have anything to do with your wedding, so just go figure something out by yourself. And since the wedding and marriage are off, that means you and I are no longer going to become family and are just strangers. Which means you really shouldn't be texting me about all of your personal problems right now because it's very rude.
It's because you never stepped in as the older sister and disciplined Rob that he's become such a helpless idiot. When an animal makes mistakes like that, it's at the fault of its caretaker. In other words, that means all of this is your fault.
Rob is not some animal, though, and I do not take care of him.
Is that right? You both are equally lowlifes, which means that the both of you are animals. And no animal knows how to take care of another animal, right?
Oh, you just keep those jabs coming, Layla. You just keep those jabs coming. Let me just say that you're not in the position to be preaching to me in any way like that.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Layla, all of those hurtful and outright inappropriate comments you've made about me are not things that the future CEO of Rockstar Inc. should be openly saying to others, right? What would happen if people were to begin to find out about all of these comments?
What?
Do you have any idea what that might do to you and your family? You should already know what toll that would take on the company. You've been in line to take over that company from your father, and that means all the things you say and do come with. To put this into your own words, you are a pet, and your owner is Rockstar Inc. And that means the owner will have to take responsibility for your actions in the end. That's how things work in your world, right?
What are What are you trying to say then? I'm saying that I could go out right now and show the world what the daughter of Rockstar's CEO has said about me. Then there would be a loss of faith in Rockstar Inc. And that would leave your father in tears as he has to deal with the shame that has been brought upon him and his company by you. That might even be the final straw for him, and he'll never be able to forgive you again, right?
What?
The reason I haven't already gone out and done something like that already is because I'm a very considerate person.
What? Wait, but if you go out and do that, you won't be gaining anything, right?
That's right, I really wouldn't be. But it would make me feel a little bit better at least. I've been treated quite horribly for a while now by you, right?
Okay, I get it. I'll take back all of the things I've said to you before. I'll say that I've learned my lesson and will apologize to you for all of it. I'm sorry. I was just caught in the moment and started to ramble on about things.
All right, I'll take that apology into consideration. Now, goodbye forever, Layla.
What? Hold on just a moment. So this is how things end? You're just going to abandon me in a way such as that?
I mean, all of your problems you have right now were caused by you, right? And even if you want to make my brother responsible for some of your problems, you both still have nothing to do with me.
I can't just blame all of this on Rob, though. We can't even talk to one another anymore thanks to all that's happened.
What I'm saying is that it's not my job to be taking care of your self-inflicted problems. Just go talk with your father and try to make up for what you did.
There is no way he and I can make up after what happened, and that brand is going to fail because of me. My dad gave me a lot of money to go and start up my own company or brand, and so that's what I went out and did.
That brand? What brand are you talking about now? Are you talking about that brand of clothing, or should I say brands of clothing you were making my brother wear?
I started to design clothing that I wanted people to wear and hired someone to make a brand that could sell my clothing. I started to buy stocks in it as well, and soon the one brand became multiple, but I just needed someone to start modeling the clothing for me.
So that's why you took my brother, who happens to be very tall and slender, and wanted to make him into your model? Well, if he was always saying no to you about becoming your model, how freaking lame is your clothing?
I wanted to use our wedding and have him dress up in some of the clothes so that I could announce that the brands are a huge deal and that people should buy them.
Wait, you wanted to do that at today's wedding? I see, so that's why it ended up costing you $300,000 in total.
Yet the only people that ended up coming were my parents and a bunch of middle-aged men from my dad's company. And those older men that are really powerful and close to my dad, if I had to make that announcement and have Rob model in front of all those people, there wouldn't have been any good results. Today's wedding wasn't just meant to be some stupid old wedding. There was a whole fashion show behind it that was made to sell my brands to the world.
Is that so? Well, that's too bad then. But this is all what was coming for you, right?
Shut your mouth. Part of what happened is because of your little brother.
Well, even if some of it is, none of it has to do with me. And we both know very well that my brother is a complete fool and has nothing in that cute head of his besides packing peanuts. Yet you still chose to marry him, right? In other words, the reason this all happened is because of your choices. It doesn't matter how good of a face and body he has.
This is totally the end for me. I'm going to take so much damage from all of this that I'll never be able to go anywhere again. And when my dad decides to get rid of me, I'll be utterly done for.
Anywho, good luck fixing all those mistakes you've made. Oh, and when you have time, tell all your family about me and come crush me, okay? Are you all right, Rob? It looked like you were pretty sad after all of that.
Of course I'm sad after that. I lost my chance to dip my hands into the money of Rockstar Incorporated. That fish was just too big for me, I guess.
You really had such an unlikable attitude, dude.
Also, I'm being asked by her dad to pay for that wedding with her. Why do I have to do that? I'm not responsible for any of that crap.
No, I think you are responsible for at least half of what ended up happening. Also, you went and told your fiancé the real reason why you wanted to marry her, and it had nothing to do with love, right? I'm sorry to say this, but you're getting what you asked for with this one.
I guess there was no helping it then. Whatever, I guess. At least the people Layla had been showing me to before in the modeling business are going to give me a contract working with them.
What?
I guess I'll go work with them for a bit now. And if things go really well for me, I think I'll have a better chance of finding myself a woman that has lots of money to spare.
Rob, you're only asking for more trouble by saying things like that. Well, at least when it comes to myself, watching from the sidelines was quite enjoyable. I'm sure having to pay off $300,000 is going to be hell for you, but at least you can suffer alongside Layla for a bit.
I don't want to ever see that jerk again. I don't even care about Rockstar Incorporated or anyone involved with them anymore. Next time, I'm going to make sure I can marry someone rich.
Well, good luck to you then, Rob. Although I'm not sure if there's going to be anyone else besides Layla that is crazy enough to marry a complete moron like you. After that, Layla was forced to take on the full magnitude of that wedding's costs, and this led to her brands having to take a break for a while. Rather, she could no longer create designs for said brands and would be asked to stop working with them as the owner looked for more popular styles. Layla was also disowned by her family not too long after, and she could no longer flaunt the fact that she was the daughter of a CEO to anyone. After that, she was quite literally left with no house and no money for a little while and had to resort to selling all those stocks she'd bought, which didn't make her much due to those brands' infancy. All I know now is that it's going to be a very large journey for her to pay off her half of the wedding costs. And hopefully she was able to take out a good loan with not too high of interest. Really, it's ironic to think about how often she would call me a lowlife and everything, only to end up one herself not too long after. I heard that she just landed herself a short-term job, though, out on a ranch somewhere way outside of the city, and will have to go live there for a bit in order to make money. She, however, has not yet lost that dream of making a very famous brand using her designs, so we'll just have to see where that all goes. I just hope she knows that working on a ranch of all places is hard work and that those cattle are no joke. Maybe I'll be seeing her in the news someday, talking about how she got stampeded by a herd of them or something. When it comes to Rob, he went and started to work for that modeling company that Layla introduced him to, and is now starring on the fronts of magazines everywhere. All of the money he brings in from his modeling goes right into paying off his half of that wedding, leaving him with only enough money for an apartment and some food. All I can say is at least he's making good money and becoming more famous, which just goes to show how unfair life really is. I honestly wonder what Layla thinks whenever she sees her ex's face on all those magazines and on some billboards. I'm sure that fills her heart with rage at all times, or also possibly some regret. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.